the state of the different industries. You have citrus, you have the sugar, you have cruise. Those are big things. Those major industries are all in some sort of at the point of disaster right now.
It is unfortunate for Belize, for us, that it seems that we have a government of crisis management. When our government is supposed to be leading the way in setting out a plan of action, an economic plan of action as to how we're going to take this country forward, all we see the government jumping from one crisis to the next, trying to see how he could temporarily stabilize it. A good example is the sugar industry. In 2009, as early as 2009, we were calling the attention of the Prime Minister that there is problems brewing in the sugar industry. He refused to meet the cane farmers in 2009, in February 2009, and because of his refusal to meet with them, a Belizean lost his life. Atanasio Felix Gutierrez lost his life, and there is a widow with 6 children that do not have a father to provide for them. Because he refused to intervene at the appropriate time, 2010 has been the worst sugar crop in history, from problems today with the at BSI to the quality of sugar of sugar cane being delivered. It was total chaos. It was only when BSI announced that they have a cash flow problem, that they cannot meet the third payment to the farmers, that they do not have the money to be able to start the new crop, the 2010-2011 crop, that the Prime Minister decided to pay attention. And what was ironic is that when we spoke, and I spoke to the Prime Minister about the issue, I promised that I was going to assist. And it is through our intervention that we came up with a plan that he presented to Parliament. And I mean, we have the evidence to show it. I met with the private sector, with the Belize Chamber of Commerce, the Business Bureau. I met with the Cane Farmers Association, both chairmen. I spoke to the social partners at Social Security in trying to find a compromise, or trying to find a way forward as how we can get this $10 million for BSI, because I want to make it absolutely clear. It is imperative. It is important for us to keep BSI operating, because we need the factory just like how we need the cane farmers.
What about a potential offer for setting up the factory?
Well, this is what I find so. Most people are surprised or shocked, because I spoke to people at BSI, and they are saying that that they have never heard of any such offer that Banco Atlantida wants to buy BSI. But again, if you look at the Prime Minister, he skillfully moved away from it. He said, well, they want to buy, but the problem is that it is in a trust fund owned by BSI workers, as kind of saying, well, it's because of that we can't sell. The truth is that there has been no offer. So I don't know how the Prime Minister then would make that announcement that Banco Atlantida had expressed interest. What we know, that by come March, BSI was going to be needing another $20 million from, and they were hoping that Tate and Lyle would lend them the money. I don't know up to this date if that has already been worked out, but I hope that is worked out, because if we don't get that $20 million, then BSI is going to find themselves into another problem, another cash flow problem. When you look at the issue of the cruise tourism, again, the Prime Minister proudly announced that he's going to go to Miami to meet the people from Carnival to address this issue, the tendering issue. And first of all, I need to point out that our Prime Minister is the Chief Executive Officer of Belize. And as such, our Prime Minister should meet nobody less than the Chief Executive Officer of any company. And when he went, he met people at middle management. Obviously, these people do not have the authority to make these decisions. He came back announcing that he has an agreement, just to be embarrassed about a week or two later to find out that there was no such agreement. And now that he's trying to accommodate the tenderers by what? What does he offer us? Let us lend you more money so that you can buy these big tenders and allow these Belizeans to get themselves into more debt. Well, I want to make something very clear right now, that when it comes to tendering, the People's United Party's policy is very clear. Tendering is for Belizeans only. We are going to protect that for our Belizean investors or the people that are already in the industry. But why on earth are we going to allow them to get into more debt in the tune of millions of dollars when we know that for us to solve the issue of cruise tourism, there must be a cruise terminal. We have to build a port. That's not a matter of if or what. The long-term solution is for us to build that port. And I see that within the next 3 years, we must build it. That is how we're going to solve the issue, not by having our Belizean tenderers take on more debt.